The January 16th 401k Maneuver blog is titled The Real Cost of Retirement. Are you saving enough? Let's drill into the details. One big component in retirement is Social Security benefits, which have been on the rise lately with a 5.9% increase last year and an 8.7% increase this year. This year's increase was the biggest in 40 years. Even though we are seeing these increases to Social Security, they still won't cover what is needed in retirement. There are many factors, but the main three come down to what age are you going to retire, what is your health, and what are your lifestyle expectations. On top of these personally determining factors, you must also consider the costs of medical care, transportation, housing, food, and long-term care. We'll dive into these in a little more detail. Many people mistakenly believe that medical costs will be covered by Medicare 100%. While Medicare does help with medical costs, it does not cover everything. Medical issues tend to occur more often as we grow older, which is why it is important to factor in medical costs into retirement plans with an inflation-adjusted spending plan. Transportation costs typically go down during retirement years. However, like last year has shown, transportation costs can go up suddenly. For example, gas prices. Now, when we consider the cost of retirement, we want to factor in the following transportation expenses: the vehicles themselves, gas, insurance, maintenance, rentals, and, if needed, public transportation. A recent report came out to find that for homeowners between the ages of 65 and 79, 1 in every 4 are still paying off a mortgage. Now, even if you enter retirement without a mortgage, you will still need to factor in some housing costs. You need to look into potential housing upgrades, lawn maintenance, repairs of the house, and as you get older, you may not be able to do some of these things yourselves and may need to hire outside help. You also need to factor in utilities. Even if your house is paid off, you're still paying for water, gas, power, etc. And don't forget property taxes and insurance. Based on 2021 numbers, a recent report suggests that retired households spend an average of just over $500 a month on food compared to $660 a month for the average U.S. household. Now, given inflation, those numbers for 2022 and beyond will be significantly higher. For example, a dozen eggs at an average price of $7.37 in California at the beginning of 2023 compared to $2.35 a year ago. It isn't fun to think about the potential need of long-term care, but it is something that should be considered when planning for retirement. These things are not cheap. Unless you plan on passing on the burden of your long-term care needs to your children, you should factor in these costs. Based on 2021 numbers, you're looking at, on average annually, from $60,000 to over $108,000 annually. And these rates are from 2021, have already increased significantly. So keep the rising costs in mind when determining how much you may need in a long-term care situation. So if we do the math on the numbers we just talked about for retirement expenses, and then look at what your Social Security check is going to look like, and ask yourself the question, will it be enough? The answer is probably not. So the question is, how will you cover the additional costs? Well, the answer is from personal retirement savings. Here are some ways to boost your retirement savings to ensure you have enough money in retirement. Every little bit helps. Even a 1% increase in your 401k monthly contribution makes a difference. Look into your budget and see if there's ways where you can invest into your future. If you are age 50 or older, you can take advantage of catch-up contributions, which are significantly higher in 2023 than they have been in years past. Even if you do have some time before you retire, do whatever you can to avoid pulling funds from your 401k. Whether you withdraw or take 401k loans, your future will be penalized. Both have consequences for your financial future, mainly preventing your retirement savings from growing tax deferred. A great way to deal with the rising cost of retirement is to make sure you're contributing enough to get your 401k company match. Many employers match a percentage of the employee contributions up to a certain portion of the total salary. However, some match company contributions up to a certain dollar amount. Don't just set up your 401k and leave it alone. You need to stay engaged. Continue learning more about 401k savings and the cost of retirement. I hope you enjoyed this video and were able to benefit from the content. Thanks for tuning in. Bye-bye.